So the next mower that I'm looking at, you can call it my next culprit, is the Snapper rear-wheel drive one. I think it's the SP80 or SP90. I can't remember the model title off the top of my head, but it's the rear-wheel drive version of the Snapper push mower that you buy at Walmart. Let me kind of show you what it's doing. I've got the valve cover off already. Valve cover is easy to get off. It's just 4, 5/16 inch bolts. I think it's either one of two things are happening here. The exhaust valve is tight, one of the two. I can feel the valves, and I don't know. I mean, I haven't really delved into doing valve adjustments very much on overhead valve engines. It does feel like that one's tighter than the intake. I do know this is the exhaust and this is the intake. I do know that much about them. But it almost sounds like the exhaust pressure relief valve isn't working correctly, or it's because of this exhaust valve being too tight. I don't know which one it is. But let me just kind of show you what it's doing. It tries to crank. I got it running a little while, or a few days ago, but it took about 100 times pulling it to finally, I guess, build up enough pressure relief to start and run. And it runs fine after I get it started. It's just a pain to get started. So it leads me to believe one of these two, but you might see some crankcase smoke like come out of the engine, like it's blowing a gasket or something. But it hasn't blown any gaskets. It's just, I guess, the exhaust pressure has nowhere to escape, so it escapes through any open areas it can. It's not leaking any oil or anything like that, but it tries to start. But let me kind of show you all what it does here. I don't want to crank on it any more than that, but as you can see, it's trying to like blow the dipstick tube out, blow smoke out of it, and backfiring. The plug's good. I put a brand new plug in it just to make sure that was not it. And it smells really weird too. It smells like a little bit of smoke because it is emitting a little bit of smoke because it's not able to get out of the exhaust. So I don't think it's any sort of blockage. I think it's a valve adjustment. So let me look up the valve specs on this thing, and we'll adjust them if necessary. Actually ended on the stroke there, so let me get it off of that. Because I can kind of feel it's a little bit, well, the intake stroke's partially in right now, but I can feel it's a little bit tight. So got to get it at top dead center for it to work. Okay, there we go. So let's see what, this is going to be a fun little project to do because it's something I have never had to do before. So hopefully we'll have success with it. If not, we'll have a learning experience. So I'm loosening up the valve here for the exhaust because I did see like the intake's supposed to be between 3 and 5 and the exhaust between 5 and 7 thousandths. If something's different about it, somebody please correct me because I couldn't really find good valve specs. But I made the valve, a little bit looser just to see if that would help the problem of the strong exhaust compression release, so to speak, and it didn't, unfortunately. So we might have to dive into this one to see if I've got a problem internally, which is kind of unfortunate because I have tons of parts for like the 300 series up to the 625s, but I don't have any parts for these 775s, so I'm a little bit hesitant as to what I might find once I get into that engine, or this engine right here. But it's looking like we're going to have to look into this one, unfortunately, see if we can get it. I was hoping that I wasn't, but considering that I've really only had to do major work to 4 of them, although I've had a couple that, you know, are too far gone to fix, then I think I can handle looking at this. So we'll see. If anybody's got any other advice at this point in the video, or hopefully we'll get to the end of this video with a fix, let me know. Okay, so I've gotten the engine off of the mower, which is very easy to do. You have the 3 mounting bolts, 1, 2, and 3 down in the bottom there. And after you take the blade off, which is just a 9/16 or a 5/8, depending on what type of mower it is, got it up here. There were 7 bolts holding on the base plate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now I'm going to take the mallet here, and just kind of gently knock off the base plate. So I'm going to get a second hand to do that. And I suspect that we're going to find that something's wrong with the camshaft, but I'm not sure, because I know the valves are working properly. So we'll have to see, you know, what the camshaft has in store for us. Hopefully I'll find some sort of internal damage. Otherwise I might be a little puzzled as to what's going to be happening here. So let me put this down and let me knock this off. All right. I think I might see something. So let me get, I don't know if I can, see if we can get a flashlight here. We're going to take the camshaft out of this thing. But let's see, it almost looks like that thing right there is broken. But I'm not completely sure, so let me get it. Everything in the inside of the engine looks very clean and very good. So we'll have to get the camshaft out here and we'll see what it looks like. So upon further investigation, first off, the camshafts are different between the 775 series and the smaller series. They're a little bit bigger. But I use these as a comparison just to see how the kind of the exhaust pressure relief works here, and the whole camshaft seems to be in very good shape. So I don't know exactly what could be the issue here. Because I mean, I put these as a comparison. The springs are in the exact same shape. For the heck of it, I might actually replace the spring or just change out the spring on them just to see if that makes any difference, but I don't think it will. Like I said, there's nothing. Everything inside the engine looks good. There's nothing broken, which is kind of puzzling to me as to why it's doing what it's doing. Even after I did adjust the valves. So, like I said, I'm just very curious. So I might have to look up maybe what could be the problem. I have not seen or experienced any problem like this before. So I'm going to kind of research, and the oil slinger looks good too. It was in the correct positioning and all that good stuff when I took it off, and shouldn't have any effect on the exhaust stroke. So, like, everything's working there. So I might experiment a little bit with this camshaft just to see what I can do with it. But I'm not sure. So when I kind of research or find any more information, I will definitely let y'all know. And I just kind of want to figure it out, just so that if anybody ever comes across this problem again, might be able to figure it out for us. Okay, so just kind of by happenstance, I found something rather interesting here. The camshaft fell out, but listen to how it sounds with the camshaft out of it. As you can hear, hopefully y'all can hear it sounds the exact same, like it's really pushing hard on the exhaust stroke. And so that makes me wonder if I've got a head gasket issue potentially on it. So I, as much as I hate to do it, am going to take the head off of this thing, and we'll see if we can find anything on it. It can only be so much here, can it? Which would explain why it could be smoking like it is too whenever I try and initially crank it up. It gives me so much resistance. So that kind of leads me to believe that the camshaft's not the issue, which is good. And that it's more something in the head here. So I'm going to take off all of this stuff, see if we can figure it out. Just kind of get everything out of the way. I would absolutely love to be able to get this mower running though, just because if I can get this mower running, it'll bring probably a good $225 even without the bag on it. So let's see, looks like that's like a 7 mil and then a couple of 5/16 to get that off. And then I guess the carburetor will slide off there. Take the gas line off of it, probably take the gas tank off of it as well, just to kind of get around and get the head off here. So let me do that real quick, and when I get to the head gasket, taking the head off here, I'll pick up with y'all there. Okay, so I've gotten everything off like I mentioned. The only surprise was that there was a 5/16 inch bolt here on the top. So just got to be careful of that. The next thing now is for us, these are 10 millimeters. So I'm going to get, let's see, what am I going to do here? I'll put it over here so that we can watch me take this off. The connecting rods or the exhaust and the intake rods there are pushed in. I took the ends off of them as well. Put the one on the bottom that I need to put on the bottom, one on the top I need to put on the top, which the intake's on the bottom and the exhaust is on the top. So so now I don't think I have to take this off, and I think I can take the whole shebang off without even taking the exhaust off. So let's try that real quick. Let me get my impact in a 10 mil and we'll take it off. That one wasn't even completely tight. Interesting. That bottom left one wasn't tight, which is kind of strange. Alright. What we got going here? Oh yeah, look at that. That's it, y'all. Oh wow. That is exactly what it is. How about that? Okay, y'all, so let's look at this. You can tell right here where the gasket had blown. And like I said that that bottom left bolt looked like it was loose. And as you can see, right there is where it blew. Right there. And which is right near where that bolt was. So I could do one of two things, and I'm probably going to do the first thing, which is replace the entire gasket, because that would be very risky not to. So I guess I will have to figure out the gasket situation, figure out where I can order this proper part from. I might have to go to my local lawn and garden dealer for this one, because I've been having trouble finding all of this stuff online for like the brand new mowers like this. So I might have to go visit my lawn and garden guy one afternoon and get a head gasket for this thing. I'm glad that's the issue. I mean, the head gasket's less than $10, and that'll help tremendously to get a $220 some odd mower going for less than $10. So I'm glad that's what it is, though, guys. Thank y'all for coming on this learning experience with me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this video here. I'm going to follow it up, because it will be a few weeks before I will get to this. And I'll follow up with y'all and show y'all kind of that this, in theory, should work. So again, thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned for the next one coming up here at some point in the future. And I'll let y'all know how this turns out.